Battle of the Concealers. I'm Laura Ray. I have tested so many concealers out this year that I'm super excited to share with you. Let's start with one that's fairly new. It's from the Sephora brand. It's their best skin ever. Now, this says full coverage, multi use concealer. I really like this. I think it's amazing. Now, I bought the shade 20N. I feel like I need something for the under eyes that is a little lighter, so I'm going to buy another one to use to brighten the under eye area. But I feel like this is perfect for the rest of my face, for concealing areas. What I liked about it is that in the under eye, it didn't crease. It stayed pretty nice and it stayed long. It was long lasting. It didn't wear off. So I'm just on the beginnings of using this. I've only used it a few times, but I'm really impressed with it. I thought I would put this up against the Bye Bye Under Eye. This is a fantastic concealer. I've bought it a couple of times since it's come out over the years. This one's long lasting. You use so little. This would be enough, even if I used it every day, to probably last me 2 years. That's how long. By the time I'd be done with it, I'd need to be done with it because it is a cream product and you shouldn't let these hang around so long. So I'm going to put it up against the Sephora Best Skin Ever. And I would say the winner of this round is the Sephora. You have a better price point. It's long lasting. I really do like the doe foot applicator. It makes applying it around the eyes pretty easy. And I like the way it blends out. It gave me enough time to blend out. It also didn't bother my under eyes. Some concealers I've tried make my eyes very dry, irritate my eyes, the actual eyes. But this one I think is a great concealer. Now I'm going to put the Sephora up against a favorite of mine, the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken. Now the texture of these is very different. The Revlon is much thinner. It has a whole different applicator. It's got a sponge applicator to it. And the formula is just thinner. But this one, it says a 5-in-1 concealer because it has vitamin C, caffeine. So this is supposed to plump those fine lines under the eyes. Now, I like that this blends easily, and I really do myself prefer a thinner formula of concealer. Now, when I was younger, I might have had a different opinion, but I'm 58 and a half, and I feel like anything too heavy always goes to the creases of my eyes. So let's put these two up against one another. I'm going to say the Revlon. I've used this for quite a long time and I feel like I never get bad results with it, that once I blend it out, it stays in place. And while it's not super brightening, they do have a brightener in this if you're wanting something a little more pink and brightening. But I love this concealer. Now I'm going to put the Revlon up against Kosas. Now, I was sent some foundation from Kosas, and at first I didn't like it, and then I fell in love with it. I really do think the Kosas foundation looks great on my skin. It's very blendable. It is very natural looking on the skin, so I'm really fond of that product. But when I tried this on, which I purchased this, it seemed to get in lines that I didn't even know I had. I blended it out, blended it out. I tried powder, I tried a lot of things. And for some reason, this just really made my under eyes look terrible. Now, I know this is a favorite for a lot of people. And if you've bought it and you love it, please tell me in the comments. I'm going to continue to try it. I don't give up on products. But my first couple of attempts with this did not end well. So again, this is going up against the Revlon, which is so much less money. This is drugstore price. This runs around $28, I think, for the Kosas. And the winner of this round is the Revlon. This really has never, since day one, caused me any issues. Now the Revlon's going to go up against another drugstore concealer that has gotten rave reviews, and it's from Wet n Wild, their Mega Last Incognito. Now this concealer works beautifully in my under eyes. I had no creasing like I did with the Kosas. It blends out beautifully. It wears nicely. I do detect a little bit of an unpleasant scent to it. when I put it on, sort of like the foundation, how a lot of people have said, oh, this smells like paint or it has a chemical smell. This does too. But once I put it on and blended it out, I didn't smell that scent anymore. I had no migrating to the lines in my under eyes. So I was really impressed with this, especially when you consider it's around the $5 price point. Even for drugstore, this is one of the least expensive concealers out there. So again, it's going to go up against the Revlon. This is so tough. But I have to say, I still go with the Revlon because it's got the caffeine in it, vitamin C. I just like the way it spreads easier. Now, I still do like this. I think it's great. I will use it up and use it. I think it works wonderful. And maybe over time, my opinion will change of it. But my experience so far has been really good, but this is just a little better. Now the Revlon's going to go up against one that I have talked so much about. I felt like it was sort of a dupe for the Lancome concealer, which I had no luck with. The Lancome really dried my eyes out and irritated my eyes, so I wasn't able to use that up. I used it around my nose and other areas to use the concealer, but I wasn't able to use that. The one I talked about I like to replace that is from Ulta Beauty, from their line. This is their Youthful Glow Concealer. What really attracted me to this is it's got such a thin formula and a slight glow. That glow to me sort of deflects the under eye lines. It's sort of like a shield for those lines. And when you turn your head, there's just a little sparkle to it. There's no glitter in it or anything. It's just a glistening look. It's very unique. And the price point on this is great too. It's around $10, $10 to $12. So it's pretty much on par with the majority of the concealers in the drugstore. I've used this for months and months because it doesn't disappoint. It really does make the under eyes look better, and I've had no problems with it getting in my fine lines. So I'm going to put that up against the Revlon, and the winner is Ulta Beauty. As much as I love the Revlon, it's almost very hard for me to pick between the two. I just like the little bit of glow in this that it has. I really love how it spreads in the under eye area. It's just so easy to blend. It's pretty effortless. Now, this is where it's going to get really tough. Our final round, I'm going to put the Ulta Beauty up against one I heard rave reviews that I went and purchased, and this is the Winky Lux. Winky Lux has a concealer that is so beautiful to blend. It is not as thick as the It Cosmetics. It has the same kind of a tube where you squeeze it out. It squeezes out so much easier. You need a tiny amount, and it really does give a natural, brighter look to the under eye area. I think this is one of the best concealers that I've ever used. It's full coverage, even though the formula is so thin. And the shade I bought was light beige, and that really was a perfect match for me. This does come in several shades. My shade is light beige. It worked beautifully. Usually full coverage concealers are thick, and that's a real problem when you're 58 and you've got fine lines because it's just going to get in those creases no matter how much you blend. This sets down, it's thin, it's easy to blend, it's just pretty perfect. So I'm going to put that up against the Ulta Beauty, and the winner is, it's the Winky Lux. I can't believe how much I love this. I love it so much better than the It by Under Eye. This is just so thick. I have to work hard to thin it out and get it to look right. Where this, it's just like the perfect consistency for mature skin. It's effortless. It's almost like a thin foundation. And I like that it gives me the coverage I need. I'm wearing it right now in the under eye, and I think it looks very natural. I've really blended it out so it would look that way because I'm about to go to work. So I don't want a concealer that sits on the skin, looks heavy. And also, I don't want to have trouble blending where I'm stopping my foundation, which is right about here, with this under eye area. I want it to look like one joined together. So that's so easy with this Winky Lux. It's absolutely amazing. So that's my battle of the concealers. I would love to hear in the comments what concealer you love, if you have one you found recently or you have one you've used for years that you won't give up. Remember that all the links for these concealers are linked beneath the video. If you just hit the more button, they're all there. You are the sponsors of my channel, so I thank you so much for shopping using those links. It doesn't cost you any extra, but it does support my channel and help me to keep it all going. I upload videos every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. Now, I've done more of these battle videos, so if you've missed any of them, I'll link them beneath the video so you can go back. I've done a battle of the lipsticks, of the lip balms, blush, foundation. So if you happen to miss any of those, I'll have them linked below for you. Have a blessed week. I love you all so much, and I'll see you soon.